Slowly but surely, the truth is coming out as it always does. You know, we've been talking a lot about these ships that the U.S. military is sending to Israel. And at the time of this recording, the White House, the Pentagon, the current administration, they're still claiming that they're sending these ships as just a sign of support. That all of these battleships that we're sending to Israel in the middle of the war, we're not sending them to join the war. No, we're just there to show support. Now, I reported to you all yesterday that the military literally delayed the deployment of some of these ships because they wanted to make sure that they're ready for combat. Now, why would they do that? Unless they were fully, just getting prepared to enter into this war. You're sending all of these ships to the middle of a war zone, claiming that you're not going to get involved. Meanwhile, you're taking extra precautions to make sure that they're battle ready. That lets you know right there what their true intentions are. I don't care what they say at the White House. I don't care what the president says. I don't care what the Secretary of Defense says. We have to watch their actions because we know they're not telling us the truth with their words. But guess what? Guess what has been happening behind the scenes? As they tell the people of America, don't worry, we're not getting involved. Here's what they're telling Israel. U.S. defense officials told Israel, or they told the Israeli government, that the U.S. ships in the Eastern Mediterranean will be used. They will be used to shoot down missiles that are launched by Hezbollah in Lebanon, and that U.S. forces across the Middle East will target a number of pro-Iranian groups in Syria and Iraq if this escalates into a regional conflict. So there you have it, folks. There's the confirmation. As our government tells our people that we're not going to get involved, we're telling Israel straight up, guess what? We're going to get involved. But not only are we going to get involved, no, we're going to get involved in multiple countries. We're going to help you fight Hezbollah in Lebanon. We're going to, strike Syrian targets we're going to strike Iranian targets in Syria. We're going to strike Iranian terrorist groups in Iraq. So right there, it goes from, we're just showing support to, U.S. forces are going to be fighting battles in multiple countries. This is why it's important to ask questions. This is why you can't just believe anything they say. You can't take what they say at face value. Stop questioning the people who are out here questioning things, okay? I'm not a dumbass true crime channel that asks stupid ass questions that I know lead nowhere and mean nothing just to stir people up in order to get more clicks. When I start asking questions, it's because questions need to be asked. And that's why I've been questioning this deployment of these ships, because from day one, I told you all, and it's not like I'm the only one who thinks this. I think anyone who has a firm understanding of what's going on, you know that the U.S. military doesn't send all of these ships for no reason. So I've been questioning their motive from day one. And now, here we are. Now we know what their real motive is. That, not only are we going to get involved with this Israel conflict, we're going to carry out strikes all over the Middle East. Now, how is that going to make this situation die down? If anything, that's just going to make this situation blow the freak up. No pun intended, but literally as well. Meanwhile, a lot of people have been questioning the positioning of some of these ships. Right here is radar. This is the USS Gerald R. Ford. It seems to kind of just be sitting out there by itself. A lot of people are thinking that there may be a false flag attack, that America may allow some type of attack on this aircraft carrier in order to give us an excuse to get more, in order to give us an excuse to basically just go in guns blazing. Okay? A lot of people think that something may be happening soon to one of these ships that will be used as an excuse for America to just go all in. And I do think that's a possibility. However, the positioning of this ship isn't as concerning as some people would think. Now, an aircraft carrier, they have a strike group. I already mentioned all of the ships that have been sent out to the area. I've known people who have served on aircraft carriers in the past, and sometimes, they literally hardly ever, rarely see the other ships in their strike group. You see these photo opportunities of the aircraft carrier and all of these ships traveling together, but once they get out there in the open seas, that's not always the case. Usually they split up a little bit, but the people on these aircraft carriers, they know that even if you can't see the ship, that they're somewhere miles away and they still got your back. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people are concerned about the USS Gerald R. Ford just sitting out there by itself. But the reality is, I believe that it may give you the illusion that it's out there by itself, but it's most likely not. However, you never really know these days. But if this situation with these ships, these aircraft carriers, isn't concerning enough, guess what? The U.S. Air Force just sent around 24 F-15E Strike Eagles from the 449th Fighter Squadron that were stationed in the UK, and they have sent them to an air base in Jordan. And when they arrived at the air base in Jordan, they were already equipped with weapons as if they were already prepared to carry out missions. So, folks, the proof is in the pudding. The writing is on the wall. Who knows when this stuff is going to pop off? I'm still holding out hope, fingers crossed, that there's a possibility that somehow, some way, this situation dies down. But it's hard to hold on to that hope when we know that Israel is going to be invading Gaza any minute now. And now we know that the U.S. has straight up told Israel, hey, we're going to help you fight Lebanon. We're going to fight people in Syria and Iraq. And, what? And now we've just landed all of these fighter jets in Jordan. So it's going to be one hell of a weekend. It's going to lead into one hell of a week. That may lead into one hell of a month. That's going to make for one hell of a year. Who knows when this situation will blow over? But as of right now, it seems as if we are adding fuel to this fire, and everyone's kind of just waiting around, waiting for it to explode. All it takes is one small move, one misstep. The U.S. is kind of patiently waiting, almost baiting these people in to do something against one of these aircrafts or one of these ships. And then all hell is going to break loose. But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.